Welcome to St. Louis's National Black Radio Hall of Fame. We love you and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know.
I just want to again congratulate everyone who's being honored tonight. Bernie, much thanks to you. He's a tremendous brother.
Are you ready for showtime? Are you ready for the one and only UV Hayes?
Don't go as fast as it used to. No, no. I think I need a new set of tires, baby. And maybe the all changed too. Word around town is that you good with your hands. With your hands. I need a maintenance man. I need a maintenance
Together right now.
Now I'm the kind of guy who don't believe that chivalry is dead. No. 'Cause I believe a woman should be treated with the utmost respect. Don't be afraid, don't turn and walk away. I wanna get to know ya.
This has been so much fun. We just want to thank you so much, and we remember the legacy of Black radio. We hope that it will return again. Amen.
That you've always been looking for. How could anybody ask for much more? Now I like opening doors, picking up your hanky off the floor. Treat her like a lady. Now, oh, you should remember to be a gentleman. Treat her like a lady. You bet. Well, treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Well, treat her like a lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to remember some of the soul pioneers of radio who are no longer with us. Lou Father Times, Gracie,
Rod Jockenstein King, Al Scoop Sanders Gay,
little old young Roscoe McCrary, Wiley Price,
Jesse Spider Burks,
the man in the red vest, Leo Cheers, Donnie Soulfinger Brooks, Robert BQ Burris, Charles Sweet Charlie Smith,
Jerome Dixon, Gary Starr, German Massenberg, Diane White, John O'Day,
Amos Panyo Dotson, Betty Thompson, Bill Holmes, Calvin King, Dave Dixon, Don Johnson, Doug Eason, Mitchell Gabriel Hearns, George the G. Logan, Hank Thompson, Randy O.J. Brooks, Cleophas Robinson, Ron Nichols, Tammy Holland, Terry Houston, Wynetta Lindsay, Leonard Morris, Alvin John Waples, Columbus Gregory, Richard Onion Horton.
Some of the soul pioneers of radio who are no longer with us.
Hiya, baby. That's how St. Louis knew my dad. A voice that filled the airwaves, smooth, familiar, and always from the heart. He was a radio man, a teacher, a mentor, and a legend. But to me, he was just Dad.
KATZ, happy to be of service. KATZ, Doug Eason.
Doug Eason's story began long before the Hall of Fame walls and awards. He started as a broadcast specialist with the Armed Forces Radio and Television Service, where he learned his discipline of storytelling and the importance of showing up, no matter what. When he came home to St. Louis, he brought that voice, that passion, and that purpose to the city he loved the most. For more than 40 years, Doug Eason became a fixture of St. Louis radio. He worked with stations like KATZ, WZEN, WESL, and WGNU, connecting with listeners through rhythm, laughter, and authenticity. His colleagues called him the Leprechaun, a nickname that captured his humor and his spark. When Doug was on air, you could hear the smile on his voice. He made every listener feel like family. He wasn't just a voice, he was a leader. Doug served as vice president and general manager at both KATZ and WESL, shaping programming and mentoring young broadcasters who would go on to define St. Louis radio for decades. Later, through Bridgeway Communications, he became the owner of WMML Radio in Mobile, Alabama, expanding his reach and continuing to create opportunities for others to be heard. And beyond the studio, he gave back as a radio and television instructor in the St. Louis Public Schools. He taught young people how to use their voice, not just on air, but in life. For him, broadcasting was never a job. It was a calling. Doug Eason wasn't just a broadcaster. He was a historian. His love for Black history ran deep, especially for his home city of St. Louis. In the documentary, The Color of Medicine, the story of Homer G. Phillips Hospital, he shared the history of the Ville neighborhood and the brilliance that grew there.
Teachers, doctors, lawyers, businessmen, prominent businessmen, all lived in the Ville. It was a thriving community with people making money, and most of the stores and all the business places were owned by Black people. This was great to live in the Ville. We even had a movie there, Poirot Hotel, Annie Malone. So Annie started the Poirot Hotel. And when you wanted to be an attorney, the only place that you could go was Lincoln University, and Lincoln did not have a law school. So they started the law school in the Poirot Hotel, and Black attorneys taught young men to be attorneys. So this all happened at the Poirot Hotel in the Ville.
That was who my dad was, a keeper of stories. He understood that history mattered, that our community mattered, and and he wanted future generations to know where they came from. In 2011, Doug Eason was inducted into the St. Louis Media Hall of Fame and later honored by the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. Surrounded by his peers he respected and helped shape. His story now lives within the walls of the St. Louis Black Media Museum, among the pioneers who built the foundation for Black radio across the country. Walking through that museum, you can feel it. The energy, the pride, and the history. It's not just about one man. It's about a community that found its voice. For all that he accomplished, Doug was a humble man. Even at events or tributes, he was never the one pushing to be seen.
And Doug Eason, of course, was the first manager to run a radio station. Didn't want it either. He fought it. He fought it. I don't want it. Let BQ have it. But BQ was in trouble with the management, and they finally got Doug to take it. And I was brand new. And Doug let me handle the music. I'm the newest guy in that band, so I don't know nothing about music and politics. You know, record people coming in want to take you to lunch here and there, upstairs on the top building. You know, I just want to play a hit. You know, we were pretty good, in fact. Doug was a great manager. I never will forget Doug before he got to be manager coming in the morning, and he'd go to the club because, those guys doing remotes, and he'd be messed up. And he'd tell you what, on the air too. But he was always there on time. You know, microphone open, you didn't know if he drank all night or slept all night. I don't know.
In the YouTube reunion video, you can see him standing quietly behind the scenes, smiling, letting others tell their story. That was his way. He never chased the spotlight, but somehow the light always found him. He believed in real greatness, didn't need attention. It needed purpose. To me, he was the most grounded person I've ever known. He loved his music, his city, and his family. He showed up with humor, patience, and grace every single day. He lived by faith, believed in working hard, and found joy in the simplest things. As every broadcast came to a close, he'd sign off with the words that made listeners smile. A line that meant home. Put the pot on, Juanita. Doug Eason is coming home. He lived a great life. He is my true best friend. Throughout his career, Doug met and worked alongside some of the greatest voices and talents of his time. People who changed music, comedy, and culture forever. The Jacksons, Tina Turner, Richard Pryor, Dick Gregory, and so many others who passed through St. Louis's radio scene. Whether they were promoting a new record or just stopping by the station, my dad treated them like everyone else, with respect, humor, and humility. To him, fame was never the focus. It was about connection, the joy of meeting people who loved what they did as much as he loved what he did. I know this video is short, and it can't capture all the pride and joy he brought into my life or the lives of everyone he touched. Every time I walked outside, people would come up to me and ask, "Are you Doug Eason's daughter?" And I'm here to say, with all the love and joy in my heart, yes, I am. So for one final time, I'll say it. Put the pot on, Juanita. Doug Eason's coming home.
Ask this again. Are y'all having a great time? Well, I am DJ Lady Jock. Y'all already know that. I am the program director for BRHF Internet Radio Station that's part of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame right here in St. Louis, and I'm a board member.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Wanda C. I am one of the board members of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Good afternoon. My name is Loretta Person, one of the board members of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marlene Glover, and I am also a board member of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. Thank you for coming. I hope you had a great time. We enjoyed you being here.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Irvin, and I'm glad glad you all came out. Hope you had a good time.
Bob Hansman and other members of the Black Radio Hall of Fame. Wow, right? And if you haven't turned your pieces in yet, turn them in. I'm right down there gluing.
Thank you all so much for coming. Hope you had a good time. We enjoyed serving you all tonight. My name is Louis C. Cross III, and I'm a member of the board of the Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Bernie said, speak loud, speak loud. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lynn Woods, and I am proud to be a member of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, St. Louis founding chapter. I'm so happy to see you all, and thank you so much for coming out and supporting.
Sometimes they call me Uncle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and caring enough to know what we went through, what radio did back in the day. It was so, sometimes you didn't feel the reward then. It's great. Thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Edie B. Anderson. I've been radio here in St. Louis, in and out of St. Louis for about so many years. And we want to thank everybody for coming. And I'm also an author of Jazz in My Soul, Marvin Gaye Fantasy. It's a play about Marvin Gaye's desire to be a jazz singer. I'm also an inductee of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, and I am a board member. And we like very much for you to pay attention to us throughout the year, and make sure you give a donation whenever we have our activities and whenever we ask for it on the air. I'm also on BRHF Internet Radio, which is the National Black Radio Hall of Fame's radio station every Friday with a show called On the B-Side. So thank you so much for coming. And before I forget, we always want to thank our leader, Mr. Bernie Hayes and UV Hayes, for all that they do at the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. Let's give them a big hand.
Hello, everybody. My name is Archie Johnson. I'm a member of the board, and Bernie Hayes is my grandfather. Not really, but I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting the Black Radio Hall of Fame. And plus, you can catch me every night, Monday through Fridays, from 7 to 9 p.m. right here on the BRHF Internet Radio.
I may look a little like the president and the founder of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. My name is Glenn Hayes. I am program manager for BRHF Internet Radio, a 2023 inductee of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. We just want to thank you all so much for coming out and supporting Black radio. It is so important that we keep this legacy going. So again, thank you all so much.
Scotty Lawrence don't want to come up. He says he's done so much this evening that y'all don't want to see him. But y'all want to see Scotty Lawrence?
How you do that to me? This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a planning event that's happened over the past year. And you know, to do an event like this, it takes a lot of guts because it took a lot of money and a lot of effort to put all this together, as you see. But it's been fun, and we just want to thank you so much, and especially a big hand of applause for UV Hayes, who was behind the scenes doing all that stuff, and all the people that worked with her. So we just want to thank you so much, and we remember the legacy of Black radio, and we hope that it will return again. Amen.
Again, I want to thank the gospel disc jockeys for all that you do, all you've done, and all you will continue to do. We hope that you enjoyed the program. It's not over yet, because Lady Jock is going to spin some records for y'all to get up and dance to. But I'd like to acknowledge Video Mark Tess Reed, DJ Code Zero, who's been playing all the music all night. He's over there in the corner, y'all. DJ Code Zero. But I want to say, it says closing remarks, but we're not going to close. We're going to leave at 6 o'clock, but we're not going to our hearts will still be open for everything that we've done and everything that you've done for us. We just thank you so much for being here. UB Hayes, your board member, she's over there eating. Would you come up and please let the people know who you are also? And after that, Lady Jock go boogie for us. And she's gonna play different decades of music. And we want y'all to get up and dance, if you remember them, you know, the Watusi and all that kind of stuff. All right? All right. So come up, UV Hayes, and after you do that, we're gonna party down. Bridget Eason, thank you for everything. Thank you for that tribute to your father. Thank you.
Listen, I have had a ball. Haven't you? Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. The National Black Radio Hall of Fame really need your support. You hear me? All righty. This is St. Louis. This is your own, the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know if you know who Lady Jock is. Her father was named Rod King, but you know him as Dr. Jockenstein. So, little girl, going back to your duties and get us a dancing. We're gonna party till the night's over, like it's 1990. Thank you, enjoy yourselves.